Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fandom Academy, Season 3, Episode 3. We got a big episode today. We're talking some Oscar news, some movies, some shows we've watched, including Percy Jackson, like usual. We got some wrestling back on the plate today. And to help me break all this down, I'm joined by my always lovely co hosts, Layla and Jaden. How are you all doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited to get back into award show news. We've had some pretty jam-packed episodes in the last few weeks talking about Critics' Choice, Golden Globes, Emmys, BAFTA nominations, and now we're down to the real stuff. It's Oscars time. I'm very excited to talk about it. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good. So in the last couple years, I've been like super invested in like award season, and I was particularly excited for this year's award season because last year's movies and shows were so fucking good. And so with the Oscars coming up and things like that, we have a lot to talk about, and I'm super excited about
Well, speaking about great films, I saw All of Us Strangers this past week, and it was just fucking incredible. So I want to talk about it for a little bit. This movie really just fucking grabs your heart and just squishes the fuck out of it. Like, I don't think I've ever cried for a movie like cried for All of Us Strangers. That final needle drop obliterated me to the fact where I listened to this song again yesterday and I just started crying again. Like every time I think about this movie for too long, I'll sob. It really is just it's a story about the power of love, whether that be family love, romantic love. It shows you how powerful it really is. And it does so in a way that so few movies can accomplish. Like you're so invested. And for a lot of the movie, you're really not even sure what's really happening, but you know what the characters are feeling, what emotions are going on. And Andrew Scott, Paul Mescal, Claire Foy, everyone in this cast does a fucking phenomenal job at portraying this story. The cinematography was great. The soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks in a while. If you love 80s music, you'll love this movie. So good, and it's so powerful, and it is hot. Let me tell you, Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott are hot in this film, and you feel it too. Like one minute you're just thirsting, and then you're sobbing. It's just so good because that's kind of what love
That's the
is.
best kind
And
of film.
yeah, that's kind of what love is too. At the end of the day, you're always thirsting, and then you're sobbing, and then you're thirsting, and then you're sobbing. And that's usually just how it goes. But it's so good. I recommend this film to literally anyone. It's great representation too for the LGBTQ. It's not like they do a great job of storytelling and like ideas of acceptance and coming out in terms of that community. It's really great. And I just loved it so much. Layla, Jaden, do either of you two have plans on seeing this movie?
I'm going on. So as we're recording this, it's Wednesday. I'm going on Friday, so in 2 days. So by when this episode drops, I will have seen it. I'm so excited. I was saying to CJ before we got on, the trailer played before I went to watch. I think it played before Anyone But You when I went last week, and it just like broke me. Like I feel like I'd seen it before, but just like bringing it up again, it already like destroyed me. And just seeing Paul and Andrew like that, I'm in love with both of them like so hard. So seeing them be together in this film is just gonna ruin me, and I'm very scared to find out what that final song is now that you've said that.
it. Yeah, just looking at the cast, like this is a movie that I've been just looking off of it. It's gonna be a really good movie. And after CJ's raving about it, of course I want to see it. It's I'm very excited to see it. Absolutely.
And unfortunately, this movie's theatrical run was really weird. It like released December 23rd, I think, in the States. But like this week was the first week it was available in cinemas near me, and it was already out of theaters on Wednesday. So that's really weird. But
Yeah.
I know it's coming to Hulu eventually. So if it's not showing in your area, definitely check it out in there when it releases. But like you were saying, Jaden, this cast is insane. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
to overstate it. Like understate it, whatever. It's insane. And what I love about this movie is the cast is relatively small. There's like only four people in the cast that really have any sort of speaking long-term role. And
Oh.
that's works so good in their favor because all four of them get a moment to shine. Like there's this one conversation between Andrew Scott and his dad, and I'm forgetting the guy who plays his dad, but it just like it broke me. It's so good. They both delivered such powerful performances. And Claire Foy, who you guys might know from The Crown, she played Queen Elizabeth in the first season, and maybe seasons after. I don't remember. I've only watched the first season, but she's phenomenal in this. She really gives us such a great performance, and it's a shame she's not nominated for the Oscars, which we will talk about now as we transition into our award season talk. Layla, take us away.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about regarding the Oscar nominations this year. My timeline was a mess. My group chats were a mess. My text messages were a mess. Everyone was just going insane. People were happy. People were pissed off. There's a lot going on, so we're gonna talk through like the main categories and talk about some snubs from the categories and who we're really excited to see nominated, and then we'll just give like a few honorable mentions to like the not like less important categories, but like not like the main ones, you know, if that makes sense. So we will start with Best Supporting Actress. This has a pretty strong list. We've got Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera got nominated for Barbie. We got Jodie Foster and Davine Joy Randolph in that category too. What do you guys think of this category, and do you think there were any snubs? Jaden, what are your thoughts on the supporting actress category?
I kind of like you said, like I was incredibly excited to see that America Ferrera actually was nominated for this because just in her monologue alone, and I know we talk about it a lot, and I know it's especially when Barbie came out, that was something that was incredibly impactful, just not just for girls and everything, but it even brought men into the conversation as well, and sometimes that was not a great thing, but other times it was pretty nice to see other men, supporting her and speaking from myself, this was really awesome to see, and yeah, I'm super excited, especially and for Emily Blunt as well.
Her
Oppenheimer
first
was
one.
absolute,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so sick.
crazy.
I'm super excited for her, and I'm really excited to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, I think this is probably the most perfect list that we'll go through
Mhm.
today. I don't think there was anyone extremely snubbed. I'll talk about one in a minute. But I'm very excited for Emily Blunt. She's been a phenomenal actress for years and years, and the fact that this is her first one is kind of crazy because
I could
she's
not
so good.
believe that it was her
But
first nomination.
well deserved. She was one of my favorite parts of Oppenheimer. I loved her in it,
Mm,
and I'm excited that she got the nom. America Ferrera was a big shock to me because she has not been nominated for anything, and to get
Mhm.
your entry into award season at the Oscars is kind of
yeah,
wild because
crazy.
everything else is kind of like the testing ground to see kind of how the
Mhm.
Oscars will play. But I'm so happy for her. I remember when I saw it for the first time with you, Jaden and Gabby. I remember walking out, and one of the first things I remember saying was America Ferrera should get an Oscar nom for that monologue alone.
Yep,
And she got it, and I'm so
she
happy
got it.
because even in my classes, I'm taking a rhetorical analysis class right now, and we brought up the fact that her monologue in that movie is a perfect example of the good use of rhetoric. And I think it's so, so good. The way she delivers it is so, so good. And really, like you were saying, it translates perfectly for women, but I also think it really opened my eyes up to how things are for women as well, and definitely made me more open to like that point of view. And I'm so glad it did. She's so, so great. And I really think it was a powerful performance. In terms of snubs, like I was mentioning a couple seconds ago, Claire Foy is phenomenal in All of Us Strangers. I was shocked she didn't get one here. She got a nom at BAFTA, which made me think she was probably going to get one here, but nothing. But I think this category is probably going to go to Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I haven't seen it yet. I
Mhm.
plan to watch it this week, but I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about her performance, and she swept the Oscar, or not the Oscars, the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice, right? She won both.
Yep. Did she? Who took the Emmy for that? Was it her as well?
Well, Emmys don't do movies. It's
Oh,
just TV.
of course, yeah. Duh.
But it was I expect her to win, and I'm very, very happy with this category.
Yeah,
I do
it's a
want to
strong
say
one. That's
before we move on from that, just to shout out more from America. If you have you guys seen Ugly Betty?
I've seen a couple episodes,
I
yeah.
have
It's
You
great.
guys, you guys should definitely check out Ugly Betty because it even with Barbie, like it kind of has the same premise where she is an aspiring journalist for a fashion magazine, and as a woman trying to bring yourself up in that kind of industry, it can be tough, and so it kind of tracks her journey through that, and it's really good. It's really funny too, and very lighthearted.
My introduction to America Ferrera was on this show called Superstore,
I've seen a
Shout out
few
to
Yeah.
episodes.
Yep.
Superstore.
Yep.
I love Superstore. Shout out.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's great in that show.
Yeah, America's great, but I agree that it'll probably go to Davine Joy Randolph. But just to see America nominated was incredible. Just echoing everything, her monologue is just like one of the most insane things that I've ever seen in a film before. I'd been crying a few points at Barbie by the time this monologue came along, and then I was just kind of sat there in silence for like 5 minutes afterwards, and then I was just like, wow, yeah, okay, you go. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the strongest categories for nominations. So moving on to Best Supporting Actor, we've got another really, really good list, but I feel like there's a few that definitely have been missed. So we've got Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. I'm not gonna lie, one of the things I've been saying to like my friends is that it would be fucking hilarious if Ryan Gosling won for Ken over Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, but I just think it's definitely not gonna happen, and we all know who this award is going to. There's a few snubs that I wanted to talk about. I'll let CJ take one of them, but I wanted to talk about Charles Melton. You may know him from Riverdale if you sat through that, or he was in May December, which I watched for the first time like 2 days ago. It was a really great film. He gave such a great performance in that film. One of his scenes was like the one thing that like had me really emotional over the film. So I do think it would have been really nice to see him in this category, because he got quite a lot of nominations at all the other award shows going on this year. So I did think his name would be on that list. But yeah, another really great list. What do you guys think of this category?
I think this is another pretty good one. I don't think they got much wrong here. This is a really tough year for this category. There's so many
Yeah.
great supporting. Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things is phenomenal. I think he's well deserved of this spot. So is Gosling. I don't think there's anyone on this list who doesn't deserve it. I haven't seen American Fiction yet, but everyone I know who's seen it has said Sterling K. Brown is like the highlight of that film. So I'm very excited to see him nominated. Um, but yeah, I think I'm with you. This is RDJ's to lose. I'd be shocked if it goes to anyone else. But snubs, Jeremy Allen White kind of surprised me not getting one here because he's like the man right
Yeah.
now, and he's phenomenal in
Definitely.
Iron Claw, and I thought they would have thrown him one. But also Paul Mescal in All of Us Strangers is fucking amazing, and he's already been Oscar nominated for After Sun, and I love After Sun, but I low-key think he gave a better performance in All of Us Strangers, even though he was tremendous in After Sun, so I was a little surprised to
Love
not see him on this list.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, not that I was surprised to see Ryan on the list. You know, it's been buzzing ever since the movie dropped. And so it's funny to see, but at the same time, his like acceptance speech, I don't know if that really was a speech. It was kind of just like a comment that he made, you know, kind of like saying like, he, honors the award and he accepts the award and he wanted to shout out the things where, we'll get into it later on with more Barbie stuff and Greta and Margot. But yeah, I thought that was really awesome of him. Very Ken. And yeah.
Yeah, in the past like 3 days, I've been really going through a Ryan Gosling thing. I don't know what's going on with me. I've watched about, I think, 8 of his films in the last like 2 days. Like I'm going through it right now.
Have you watched Blade
So
Runner yet?
no, I'm
2049.
saving that one.
Oh,
I'm
it's
saving that
so
one.
good.
I
Harrison Ford's in
watched.
it too.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh my God! Is that where the iconic interview of him and Ryan came from on that press tour? Do you know
I
which
would
one I'm
assume
talking
so.
about? You
I
probably
think that's the
won't.
only movie they've done together. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ana de Armas is also in it. It's a
If
stacked
if
cast.
if you have not seen the interview hosted by Alison Hammond with Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford, please go and search that up right now. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it's a great category. I think we all know RDJ is taking it, but some great names on that list. We will move on now to Best Actor. And again, some really great names on this list, but again, a couple of snubs, which I would have really liked to see on this list. We've got Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Colin Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Again, I think we all know who's taking this. He's been sweeping everything for all the award shows. I love Coleman Domingo so much. I thought he was great in Euphoria in the role he played, and I have not seen Rustin, but I've heard he gives a really, really great performance in that, and there's been a lot of buzz surrounding his performance, so it's great to see him in that category. But yeah, I think Killian's taking it. Jaden, what did you think to this list, and were there any snubs that you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I really hope Killian gets this one. He's one of my top 5 favorite actors. He's a lot of fun, and just his performance in Oppenheimer definitely deserves this award, and I feel like we all know it's probably going to him. But I guess just one of the snubs that I could think of, and I think CJ might say the same thing with Zac Efron for Iron Claw. That for me was a hard pill to swallow. Just because that movie made me cry like at least 3 times. Like, and for Zach, someone who's been in this industry for so long, and to have given a performance like it was honestly a full circle moment, and I was really sad to see that he didn't get at least nominated for this. And yeah,
Would have been the first Disney Channel alumni to take home Best Actor
Oh
nomination, I
my god,
believe.
can you fucking
crazy,
imagine that?
crazy.
That award would have been for Troy Bolton. Like, I don't care what he did
Yeah.
trying, but that Oscar is for Troy Bolton.
But I really like this category. I don't think it's as set as we think. I think Cillian Murphy probably will win, but Paul Giamatti has gotten some awards. I think he stands a little bit of a chance.
That's true.
I think it's more than likely between those two, but Cillian Murphy's probably winning. Excited for Jeffrey Wright. Love that man. That's my icon. That's my watcher. Very excited for him. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going on this All of Us Strangers train. Where's Andrew Scott's nominee? He was fucking phenomenal in the movie. And that's the thing with the Oscars. The categories are so small. Only 5 people per category is so hard to fit into.
Crazy.
But
Yeah.
he was so deserving of that nom, and I will avenge you, Andrew Scott. I will avenge you.
I love Andrew Scott so much. I just think he
So
is like
iconic.
the biggest icon of them all.
He's so
Yeah.
wholesome. It's hilarious.
He's
like
no,
watching on the
honestly,
press.
yeah, I was gonna say the press tour with him and Paul has just been like the best thing ever. Like they just like seem so I love
Dude,
them
the
both.
marketing for that movie is so foul. Because every time I scroll on
Yeah.
TikTok, I'll see their marketing, and it's about like red flags and like them reading thirst tweets and shit. And I'm like, y'all, this ain't the movie for that. like, y'all made me cry
Crazy.
for days, and y'all doing thirst trap marketing.
Oh my god, yeah.
Crazy.
Definitely go and check out the promo for All the Strangers if you haven't seen any of it on TikTok already, because I feel like it's every time I open the app I see one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
moving
make sure
on
you do it
to
before Paul Mescal runs away.
no. Moving on to Best Actress. This is another stacked category, but there is the most obvious fucking snub in this entire award show eternity apart
And
from
these
another
next
category.
2, yeah.
So we have Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, am I
Hula.
saying that right? Hüller,
Hula.
Carey Mulligan, and Emma Stone. But there is one very, very big hole in this category, and that is because Margot Robbie did not get nominated for Best Actress for Barbie. Now, I understand that Barbie could be a very, very hard project to give a good performance in compared to everything else. But Margot did, and she like delivered like just such an incredible performance in Barbie. We all know she did. She's been getting all the hype she deserves. Barbie has been so successful, and that is because of Margot and Greta, which we will get to because that's a whole other conversation that I'm just waiting for. She really deserved that norm, and I'm not saying all of the actresses in this category deserved this so much. There is not one person that I would replace for Margot because they all really deserved it. But yeah, okay, I'm trying to be nice, CJ. But you know, yeah, that's like the one I don't think I've ever been that shocked at like an award show snub before. Like this and the other Barbie one, which we will get to. I was very shocked. I really, 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 really hope Lily Gladstone takes this one. I feel like she's got it in the bag.
I hope
And I feel
so.
like
I'll be
if it's gonna be
annoyed.
between, I think it'll be between her and Emma Stone. But
I
I
agree.
really
It's
want
between
Lily.
those two.
I really want Lily to take it. I feel like that would be just great. But CJ, what did you think of the Best Actress category?
I think it's good. Lily Gladstone, so fucking happy for her. She is, like I've said many times on this podcast, the best performance, male or female, this past year, in my opinion. In general, hands down, that should be her award. Just historic. Like, it would be absolutely historic. It's historic she got nominated. It'll be even more historic if she wins. And I think having back-to-back minority winners of this award would be really cool, following Michelle Yeoh, because we're all about diversity, and both of those two are very deserving of this award. Snubs, Margot Robbie's obvious. Listen, I haven't seen Nyad, but this happens so much at the Oscars where you act in a biopic, you're probably gonna get fucking nominated, and it drives me
Yeah.
nuts. Like, Greta Lee and Margot Robbie, in my opinion, are more deserving than Annette Bening. And I don't want to go like crazy because I've seen clips from Nyad and it looks like she did a good job, but it just feels like this is what the Academy always does, and it's frustrating. Greta Lee in Past Lives is so, so good. And to see her not on this list is kind of wild. But overall, I think it's either going to be Lily or Emma. And honestly, I think it's a 50-50 coin toss, to be honest, based on how the past few award shows have gone. They've been kind of separated by the comedy drama aspect of how the award shows do the awards. So it's anyone's guess. I would be so sad if it's not Lily Gladstone because I love that woman to death. But yeah, not seeing Margot and Greta was rough. But as much as I love Margot, I think the next snub we'll talk about with Greta is so much worse.
Yeah, we'll get there because I have so much to say.
Yeah.
Jaden, do you have anything to say about the Best Actress category before I go on the longest rant we've ever had on Fandom Academy?
Yeah, Caroline, I'll just triple down on the fact that Lily Gladstone is 1000% deserving of this award. And I also just want to say is a very wholesome thing that I saw on the internet today. Her high school is hosting an Oscar watch party for her.
I
For old high
saw
school,
that.
and she's having like that. So that was really cool, and I'm just really happy for her. And I mean, I'm happy for everybody on this list, but especially for her. Like this is a really big deal.
I really just think she's just like an icon and a half. Like watching
Oh
any
my
press,
God,
like
yeah.
they did the actresses roundtable, and it featured like Greta Lee and Margot Robbie and like Annette Bening and Lily Gladstone and a lot of people on this list, Carey Mulligan and Emma Stone. And Lily Gladstone talked about how much fun they had making Killers of the Flower Moon, and she said something along the lines of, "We really shouldn't have been having this much fun, considering the story we were telling." But she just seems like such a fun person to be around. She seems very humble, very nice, and like genuinely, this would be historic. No female native has ever been nominated for this award yet along won. And I just it would make me sob, I think. Her acceptance speech would make me sob because she already made me cry once at the Golden Globes when she won. So I have everything in my mind is telling me she'll do it again if she wins this Oscar. Right. And I would gladly cry for her. I love her.
100%. Yeah, I'm rooting for Lily for sure. Okay. Best director. Yeah. Okay. So there are obviously a few good ones. Okay. We have for Anatomy of a Fall, Kills of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. You know, you've got Chris Nolan on there, Martin Scorsese, and a bunch of other great directors. But Greta Gerwig is not in even talks to be in the Best Director category, which to me is just the biggest what the actual fuck is going on in Hollywood right now.
Crazy.
Ryan, I love Ryan to death. I love Ken to death. But him getting nominated over Margot and over Greta is just like, did you understand the message of Barbie? Did everything just go over your head? Like, Ken is overshadowing the creator of this film and the star of this film. Like I said, I love Ryan, I love Ken. It's not their fault, it's the Academy's, but like, I don't understand like how this is even a thing. Greta has directed 6 Oscar-nominated performances, including, ones from Lady Bird, Little Women, and Barbie. This is her 3rd solo-directed film. She directed one in 2008 with someone else. I'm not sure what that was. But Lady Bird, Little Women, and Barbie, the 3 films that she has done, all Oscar-nominated. And
All
she
for
has
Best
not
Picture
got
too. All 3
all
have
for
been
Best
nominated
Picture.
for Best Picture.
Crazy.
Yep, all for best performances, and she has not got her Oscar nominations yet. And I don't get it. There has not been like one director who has had this like launch into film and been this successful with all of them. Like,
I
yes,
believe she's the
okay,
first
like
person to ever have her first 3 films be nominated for Best Picture. I'm
yeah,
not
like
totally
I was
sure on
gonna
that, but I
say,
believe that's what I saw.
there's some great directors that have had just outstanding careers, but Greta's on her 3rd fucking film. 3rd of her entire career, and they have all been Oscar nominated, and you're not nominating her for Best Director. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That is my biggest issue with the Oscars this year. Her and Margot. Ryan Gosling, like Jaden was mentioning earlier, he released a statement about his nomination and
So is
basically
America
said,
Ferrera too.
yeah, and basically said, thank you, but why haven't you nominated Margot and Greta? Basically, is what he said. He said they could have made that film without them. He wouldn't have got his nomination without Greta or Margot, probably, because Barbie just would not have been the same. And yeah, it's just, I'm genuinely so, just disappointed by it. Disappointed, but not surprised, but also very surprised, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
There's only one woman nominated in this category right now, outside,
Yeah.
and that continues to be an issue. I know I talked about this last year in my Oscar stuff, but we just aren't getting women-nominated films in Best Director, and that's, absolutely atrocious. It needs to be fixed, because the fact that there's 5 men, and 1 woman, crazy, especially when Greta Gerwig's right there. I'm not saying Greta should get it just because she's a woman. I'm saying she should get it because her film's fucking amazing. Every film she's made has been fucking amazing. And I'm sorry, but I have not seen The Zone of Interest, and that was a shock to me that this got that here. And it probably is really fucking good. It probably is, but I think Greta could have gone there and no one really would have been that upset. I know how the voting works and everything. It's just really frustrating when constantly we see people like Greta Gerwig, auteurs, the greatest auteurs of our generation. She's going to be remembered for a while. Like Layla said, she hasn't even really gotten that much under her foot yet in terms of her filmography. She just has 3 films, and all 3 have been Best Picture nominees. I think that's wild. Should have been there. It's absolutely ridiculous she's not. I've had 5 classes since the Oscar nominations come out, and 3 of them have brought up the fact that Greta Gerwig wasn't nominated for Best Director. It's just everyone's talking about it because we all know she should have been there, and that's absolutely ridiculous. Now, under no circumstance would I expect her to win, because unfortunately, as much as I would love her to win, she has to go up against Christopher Nolan and Oppenheimer. And just based on what we have seen so far, Oppenheimer is kind of killing Barbie in these awards a lot of time. So, but just a nom would have made this almost so much better. And the fact that these actors can't even really be that excited about their nominations, just because the people who let their performances come to their full fruition and get nominated is just ridiculous. Do better, Hollywood. Do better, Academy.
Yep.
Yeah. The fact that they're literally making history, from her first film was making history. And at least, like CJ was saying, 2 out of the 5 here would be probably an actual contest for Greta, if we're being real here, because she's just that phenomenal. And yeah, it's sad to see. It's very sad to see.
Yeah, if you have not watched Lady Bird or Little Women, I highly recommend that you do.
Please.
They're 2 of my favorite fucking movies of all time.
Good.
It's insane. And Little Women is just will destroy you and make you the happiest person on the planet, and then destroy you all over again. Yeah, she really deserved that nom, and I will just be rooting for her forever. You're telling me, she's not gonna get a nom for Narnia. Fucking Narnia, I'm sorry.
No.
This was her chance, and I just hope that in the very near future she continues to just make more fucking banger films, and she gets
When
them
she gets that
nominated.
award, which she will.
She will.
I fully believe she will. She's that talented. But when she gets that award, it's gonna be so
Yeah.
euphoric, and we're all gonna be so excited. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
could have been this year.
Should have
We'll
been this
probably
year.
all be like 30 living in an apartment together and watching the
Maybe
Oscars
it'll
and
be the
being like,
same year
"We
that
told you."
the third Cal Kestis game comes out, like 2028. We'll get it.
Literally in like 20
Will we
years.
get the Greta Best Director nomination before GTA 6 is the real question. Will we get it?
Crazy.
I
hope so.
Oh,
Shit.
it's coming. It's coming. She'll get there. The last big category we're going to talk about is Best Picture. Which, again, fucking phenomenal list here. We have American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Some great, massive titles in there. Again, I want to say I know who it's going to, but there is some good competition in here for Oppenheimer. But I do think it will take it. Because based on the sweep we've seen so far, good to see Barbie in there. Good to see a few others in there too. Yeah. Is
Very happy.
Is there a separate category for Best Animated Picture, or could Across the Spider-Verse have been in here?
There's a separate one for Best Animated, but it could have been in there. Like, it could have been in there as well, but it didn't make it. Unfortunately, it's a very, very tough year.
Well,
I think a lot of other years it could have stood a chance.
Yeah.
This year I didn't really think so. There's a lot of really,
Yeah.
really good stuff to share. I'm very happy for American Fiction and Barbie getting this nom. Because that's just perfect. I'm so excited to see American Fiction. I love that cast so much. And Barbie as well. Very excited for her. Or not very excited for Barbie, apparently, yeah. Very excited for Barbie to be here. But yeah, it's a great category. Snubs, Iron Claw, All the Strangers.
Crazy.
The usual
Crazy
suspects. Morbius, even though it's not in this release period, should have been here anyway.
I agree.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Where the
Real.
fuck is that at?
Where was Peyton Reed's nomination?
Where's Cocaine Bear?
Where is
Actually
Cocaine Bear? Exactly.
Where's Anyone But You? That's the real question. Let's get into that, because Anyone But You is the best movie I've ever seen.
I agree.
But like,
I have
back
to
to being
agree.
serious. Not that I wasn't being serious, but Oppenheimer. This is going to either Oppenheimer or Poor Things, in my opinion. Those are the two movies that stood a chance here. I don't want to say it's just going to Oppenheimer, because I remember little CJ watching, I believe it was the 2017 Oscars, where all the way up to it was like, La La Land's gonna win. And then it did win for like 30 seconds before they realized they had the wrong card.
Was horrible.
That's so
and then
bad.
Moonlight ended up winning. And I think this could be a situation where maybe Poor Things wins over Oppenheimer and shocks the world. But realistically, more than not, this is probably going to Oppenheimer, I believe. And honestly, it's deserved. Oppenheimer's fucking incredible, but it's just kind of boring when it wins every single.
Where's the variety? Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I'll definitely gonna double down on the fact that Iron Claw should have been in this category.
Are you gonna double down on Morbius should have been here?
This fucking guy.
That's what he meant to say.
I absolutely fucking loved Iron Claw. Morbius.
What you were gonna say, Morbius?
Morbius can absolutely eat shit for all I care.
That was rude.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
that. But overall, I'd say the Oscar noms have their ups and their downs. I think they did a pretty good job. I'm excited to see some other awards too. I know we have some to talk about. I'm excited that I'm Just Ken got a Best Original Song nomination, because that means some motherfucker gonna have to go up on that Oscar stage and perform that song, and it better fucking be Ryan Gosling.
Sing it.
Because I remember also the same Oscars, I believe it was 2017 one, where Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling were nominated for City of Stars, and neither of them performed. They had John Legend sing it. Don't do that again.
Right.
I would like to announce that I watched La La Land for the first time
Yes!
like 3 days ago.
Hey.
One of my favorite
And
movies of all time.
I'm a new person. I cannot breathe.
It breaks you, doesn't it? It really fucks
It
you up.
fucking killed me. There's like I was saying. Sorry, we're going off topic for a second, but there has not been like maybe like 2 out of the like 8 or 9 Ryan Gosling movies I've watched in the last week have just made me sob, and I'm not here for it. And he needs to be in something else happy. Okay. Anyways, love La La Land.
Also, that movie is just perfect filmmaking,
yeah.
in my opinion. The way they shoot LA, they make LA look so fucking beautiful. The way the dance sequence are so coordinated and the colors pop so much. The scene where Ryan Gosling sings "I Ran" at the pool party in that ridiculous fucking outfit. Perfect cinema. Perfect cinema. My number 3 movie of all time. Only behind American Psycho and Tick Tick Boom. So
that's a solid top 3.
If anyone listening hasn't watched La La Land, I actually think you should watch it because it's really good.
You should. Coming from me who hasn't seen it until now, you should definitely watch it.
I firmly believe it should be a movie that everyone has to watch. It's that good.
Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. So we have a few categories we want to talk about, like just extra ones. I know I'm very, 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 very biased, but I really, really thought that Strange Way of Life was gonna get an Oscar nom for Best Short Film. It was beautiful. I have my boys behind me. Even like I don't care. Okay, it should have got nominated. It was beautiful. It was great. I really enjoyed it, and it would have been fucking great to see Pedro at the Oscars because him and award shows go very well together. Even though also he won an award. He won the Rotten Tomatoes like Golden Actor of the Year award. So he won something.
The what?
The Rotten Tomatoes.
I thought you said Random Actors Award. I was like, girl, if it's called the Random Actors Award, who gives a flying rat's ass?
The Rotten Tomatoes Award. I think it was like Golden Actor of the Year or something, but he won something. Yay! Yeah, I had to shout that out.
Here in
CJ, you want to talk about? No. Anyways, CJ, would you like to talk about the original song category and the very obvious snub in that category?
Yeah. Where was Olivia? Where's Rodrigo? You can catch me now.
I'm in the trees.
If the Hunger Games was gonna get one nomination, it would have been that song. That was like the only chance it stood, and we didn't get nothing. Cornelius Snow lost. And yeah, that was depressing. I really wanted to see Olivia perform that song, nonetheless, on that stage too. Last year's performances were so good. You had Rihanna and Lady Gaga performing as well with the amazing song from RRR perform. I'm a little skeptical to see this year's performances because the songs are typically weaker outside of Billy. But I'm very, very, very upset about the next one too. Because where the fuck was the Eras Tour and Best Doc? I can't even fucking say it.
No, but like
the
for
Eras
real,
Tour should have been nominated for Best Documentary.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, I know you're an Oscar voter, but babe, you gotta vote for yourself sometimes. You gotta vote for yourself.
Hype yourself up. Please. It genuinely, laugh about it all you want. It broke records, okay? It crushed lives. It made lives better. It had a huge impact on everybody's life. It should have got that. No.
I don't know why we're acting surprised. It did not make the short list. We knew this about like 2 months ago.
I don't care. It should have made the short list and the long list and the fucking winner.
I'm still pissed that All Too Well didn't get the nom for Best Short Film. Show was incredible.
I will always be salty about that.
It did make. I don't think it made the short list. Fucking crazy.
Insane.
Speaking of fucking crazy, let's talk about how Glen Powell looks in the Hitman trailer.
He looked silly as hell.
He looked goofy. He looked goofy.
He looks so
goofy.
Anyways, this movie looks like it's gonna be a 10 out of 10. No notes. Adria looks so mother. Glen Powell looks so goofy. He looks so goofy, but everything I've heard is that this is the best performance of his career and that this movie is one of the best movies that people have seen in a while.
Mhm.
So I know March 2025 is so far away, but Oscars, if you're listening, put my man in that stage. Fucking Watts.
We haven't even got this year out the way yet.
I'm
They
already
ain't
campaigning
listening.
for a movie
They
I have
ain't
not
listening.
seen. I have not seen this movie, but
To be fair, my friend Josiah, if he's listening, he saw the film last year at a film festival, and he has been raving about it ever since. And I trust Josiah's opinion more than anyone. So if he says it's good, it's good. So I'm very here for it. I
also
just
Glen
wish.
Powell's in it, so it will be good.
Yeah. And Audra, she is my wife. She was in Triple
My
Frontier. She was in
Morbius
Narcos.
queen.
She was in Morbius. Like, she's in my life for the long haul. So now she's in something with Glenn. It's like my life is complete, and I'm excited for this.
Jaden, have you watched the trailer for Hitman? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love a good fucking action comedy, and with Glenn being in the center of it all, that's gonna be so much fun. I loved him in Anyone But You, and just
Yeah,
seeing
you
how
did.
him and Sydney were, kind of campaigning for Anyone But You. I'm excited for that new era of campaigning for Hitman.
Release your inhibition.
Okay, though, but like realistically, Glen Powell's in this movie, so it's gonna get 5 stars in my letterbox. Period in a story. But we have to wait till June 7th, which is so fucking foul. This movie
Damn.
has been seen by people. It has been finished for a while. So Netflix, why the hell do we have to wait until June 7th? My birthday exists, March 24th is right
Let me
there.
know.
Let
me
me
know.
It
the
comes
first
out
thing
a
I'm
week
doing
before
though,
my birthday.
the first thing I'm doing is I'm emailing Netflix and I'm like, what can I
Yeah,
do? Is there anything I can do? Let me see this
you have
movie. But
to.
I am excited because now that this movie comes out June 7th, we can officially declare this the summer of Powell, as we will get Hitman on June 7th and Twisters just a month and 2 weeks later in mid
I
July.
forgot about Twisters.
So we are getting 2 Glen Powell films this summer, which is going to be very, 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 very exciting. And with the
All right.
news of Top Gun 3 being greenlighted and Glen Powell coming back, and the news that Glen Powell will be in an A24 film coming up,
Oh.
Yo, this
we
sounds
are
busy.
living Glen Powell stands. Glen Powell stands rise. He's coming for Pedro Pascal's crown as busiest man in Hollywood.
Hey.
Because I know that man is in contact with Marvel Studios. I don't know in what way, but I know he is. And you know how I know what he is? Because I want a hot toy. And I want a Glen Powell hot toy. So he has to go
That's
into
how you know.
MCU.
That's your intel.
Okay.
Source me.
It's called witchcraft, Jaden.
So trust me. All right.
Anyways, if you're tired of me talking, you're gonna have to deal with it because it's time to talk the Royal Rumble. This weekend is my favorite wrestling event of the year. WrestleMania is big and cool and all. It's definitely the biggest event of the year, but the Royal Rumble is my favorite because you never know who's gonna show up. We have 4 matches, which is not a lot, but considering both Rumble matches will go like probably a little over an hour, hour and a half, I'm excited. Winners, let's start with the Fatal 4-Way. Roman Reigns is defending his title against LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. And Roman Reigns is winning this one. Ain't gonna fool me twice. But I think it depends what they're doing at Mania. I think there is a tiny chance, and I would hate this so much, that they have The Rock come down and interfere if they are doing Rock versus Roman at Mania, because that's been really rumored in the past few weeks since The Rock's appearance at Day One. I think that Randy Orton would make the most logical sense to be the one to win there. So you could do Cody and Randy at Mania, even though I think if Cody's going to finish the story, it's got to be against Roman Reigns because of what happened last year. I think that's only what makes sense. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to say Roman Reigns is winning this. And please just let him win without the bloodline. This is the perfect opportunity to do so. It's a fatal 4-way. You don't need the bloodline to get involved to have him win. The next match we have is for the United States Championship. Logan Paul, Layla's favorite, is defending.
Think KSI will be there?
I don't know. Maybe. Is defending against Kevin Owens. This is a really hard one to predict for me. I think this is probably the hardest one to predict. Yeah, I don't know. The Rumbles are pretty hard to predict usually, but this one's could go either way. Logan Paul, since he won the title, has literally just not been around. He's held that title for probably 2 or 3 months and just has done diddly squat with it. He hasn't been around. He's only been on TV a couple times to build this feud. So I would love to see Kevin Owens win. I love Kevin Owens. I'd love to see that title on TV more. But I also think they're going to want to carry Logan Paul with the U.S. Championship all the way to Philadelphia for WrestleMania. So I think there's going to be something shady that goes on, and they're going to run this match back in Australia. But I think Logan Paul's winning this one. And now on to the Rumbles. The Women's Royal Rumble is probably the most unpredictable of the Rumbles. I think it really comes down to 2 people. I think it's either going to be Bayley or it's going to be Becky Lynch. I think both stand a really good chance. Obviously, both have clear programs. Becky's probably going to be facing Rhea Ripley at Mania. And Bayley is more than likely going to be facing Io Sky as Damage Control continues to descend. But in this match, I'm taking Bayley. I think she has been the workhorse for this company for so long without any recognition. And, well, not any recognition, but not the recognition she deserves. She's their absolute workhorse. She's done so much great work for them. I think this is a great way to crown her as the head of the programming for the next couple of months. I think the program against Io Sky could be really, really, really fun and a big match for Mania. So I'm going to go Bayley, but I think there are going to be some prizes. I think we get the return of Naomi after her absence and work in TNA. She's been fantastic in TNA as Trinity. And I think she comes back. And I think it's a chance that we see Mercedes Varnado, also known as Sasha Banks, also known as Koska Reeves, maybe return. All the rumors are saying she's going to AEW, but I would love to see her back in WWE. She is easily the biggest free agent right now. She is one of the biggest stars in the wrestling world. So hard. It's not a lot of wrestlers are able to just go to Star Wars whenever they want. And Mercedes Varnado has done that in a great way. And I would love to see her back in WWE, but I don't think it's likely. And also AJ Lee hasn't been around since I was probably 12 years old, but she was my favorite wrestler as a kid. CM Punk's wife. CM Punk's back in WWE, so anything's possible. So I'd love to see her show up. But for the men's match, I think this is going to CM Punk. I think Cody Rhodes is the only other option besides Punk, unless you're really going to do The Rock, which I would absolutely hate that. Don't do that. Find a different way to that match. But I think the good story here when you have Cody Rhodes enter number 1, you have him make it all the way to the final 2, and then you have Punk just best him. And that makes Cody Rhodes' story even like he has to get uphill to finish his story. He has to get back to Roman Reigns somehow. I think that'd be a better story. Plus, the obvious path is Punk versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for that title. There is real beef there. And I'm excited for that feud, and I think Punk is the way to go. But surprises, Okada would be really cool. I think he's a free agent right now, one of the biggest free agents for the guys in the world. He's a fucking phenomenal professional wrestler, and I would love to see him in WWE. But also, I think Andrade El Idolo will be coming back. Andrade Cien Almas is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, and he's a free agent, and all the rumors say he's going back to WWE. So I'd be kind of surprised if he doesn't show up here. But yeah, that's my Rumble predictions. We'll be back next week to talk results and what it looks like heading into WrestleMania. But after that long monologue, I'll pass it to Jaden to talk Percy Jackson episode 7.
Yeah, so this was a pretty intense episode. This was the first episode in which we saw we're getting into spoiler territory. So if you have not seen episode 7 yet, spoilers ahead. Yeah, we'll get into it now. Yeah, definitely. Poseidon is a dill. So yeah, this is the episode that we finally make it into the underworld. This was a lot of fun. The underworld looks so fucking good, first of all. The underworld looks so good. It actually kind of reminded me a little bit of the Citadel at the end of time with Loki, with the way like the black and like, the gold marble, and it kind of looked in the sky was like kind of wispy.
The Upside Down from Stranger Things.
That too,
like,
yeah.
Before they went in the castle, just like the landscaping of it looked very like just a less red version of the Upside Down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, "Where's Millie Bobby Brown at?"
Yeah, it was definitely like a Stranger Things low-key mix up there. But yeah, the
It looked really good, though. I agree with you. That's the best use of the volume they've had
very
in the show
good.
so far, because it had me questioning
Absolutely.
whether it was the volume, and
Whoa,
when I
CJ's praising the
Right, seriously.
volume.
oh, don't worry, I'll shit on it here in a couple minutes, but because the end of the
Okay.
episode looked rough, but the Underworld looked really good. I'll give them their credit. The Underworld looked really, really good, and I think it works. The volume works best when they're doing the close-up shots, and it's like it's not like the main focal point of the shot is the landscaping. When it's
Okay.
just like the
Yeah.
characters in the moment, I think it looks the best. And even like the outside shots of the Underworld look pretty good, though. I will give them
Yeah.
credit. The volume looked good there. Like the Underworld looked really good. Also, it was a fucking badass scene. Like it was a badass episode.
Yeah, it was. Um, and so they make it into the underworld, and this is where we actually get another CGI masterpiece with Cerberus.
The
Cerberus,
dog.
right?
Arf,
Yeah,
arf.
the
It was
three-headed
so
dog.
It was
Yeah,
so
they were kind of
cute.
cute. That was a really cool scene.
When it ate
With the
Grover, I
dog
really
kind of
just wanted to rub
chasing.
its stomach. With the
First of
belly
all, I
rub.
was so shook. I was like, did he just the fuck just happened?
It was so out of pocket. I was like, oh my god, did he just die? I was like,
Right.
this isn't book
What?
accurate. What the fuck?
Golly.
That would have been a
Straight up
surprise.
chomp
But
man's.
he
Uh
just wanted some
yeah,
loving.
that was
Annabelle started giving it
Yeah,
some rubs. He was happy.
yeah,
just
yeah.
throw his ball for him.
Yeah, he loved it. He just
I
wants
will
he don't get
say,
attention in the underworld.
yeah, that's true. I will say, Leah Jeffries, right? That's the
Mm,
actress's name for
Dope.
Annabeth.
She is
I'm actually gonna play devil's
the
advocate.
best.
I think that and this is something that I've been going back and forth with Gabrielle about. And because she's been saying like, oh, she's kind of dry, she's kind of like stiff a little bit, kind of monotone. And at first, I wasn't really seeing it just because of the way her chemistry was with, Walker and Ryan, and seeing them on screens together. It was a lot of fun. But I feel like in this episode, it kind of solidified the point that she was trying to make, and it's like she is kind of stiff. She is a little bit boring to me. And I feel like even with her being in the underworld and just like her, I know you're gonna, yep, side eye me. I know, but it's true. It is very true. I think she's very stiff. And this episode kind of solidified that for me. But other than that, uh, we have the finale incoming, which is a lot of fun. Um, and oh, I also wanted to mention with the the flying sneakers that Grover was wearing, trying to pull him into the pit, which was
Hmm.
very
I don't
scary,
want to
very
talk about
intense
it.
moment.
I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about it. I don't want
crazy.
to talk about
I
it.
wonder
Wait,
what
wait,
that could
wait, wait.
be.
But where did he get those shoes from?
I don't want to talk
Right.
about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Wait, who was supposed to be wearing those shoes?
I
Right.
don't want to
Yep.
talk about it.
Crazy.
I don't want to
The
know.
pieces are being put together. Layla, how does that feel? How does this make you feel, Layla, with all the puzzle pieces finally starting to connect here?
I don't want to know what happens. I don't want to. I couldn't just end here. I don't. Ugh, this always happens. I trust someone, and then I find out that they're a little bitch. Basically, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're in
that must
for, well,
suck.
you're in for a rude awakening at least.
I don't want
CJ,
to talk about it.
knowing what's to come, how do you feel about heading into the finale here soon?
First of all, I'm not just gonna let you drag my girl like that with no repercussions. Leah Jeffries is so iconic. Bye.
So good.
Listen, no, I
The
enjoy her
stiffness
as
comes from
Annabeth.
Annabeth's character.
I, I think
Like
I
that's
think she plays
Annabeth.
really
No.
well with
You don't get to explain yourself right now. Move on. You've made your bed.
I'll just sleep
Like
now.
that's the
Anyway.
point of her character. You have to give her time to open up because she is very stiff at first. She's very not trusting, and you're starting to
Okay,
see it
okay.
unfold a little bit more. But like obviously she regrets something. Like that scene is probably what you were referencing, where she was kind of like, "No, go, bye."
Well,
Um,
yeah, even with that, and even with like just like Cerberus, like she's in the underworld and she's like hanging for her life, and she's kind of just like, guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
She's
Just
unbothered. She's an unbothered queen.
She's a
She don't give a
queen.
fuck.
I guess.
She's the leader of the I don't give a fuck army. Let her cook.
Exactly.
I'll sleep in my
She's so
bed. It's
good.
okay.
Yeah.
I do get where you're coming from sometimes, but I really do think those moments all have to do with her character. As she is very like untrusting and stiff around people. I mean,
That's true.
like
And
realistically, she's known Grover a little bit longer, but she's really only known Percy like what, a week, 2 weeks. Like
that's
she
true.
hasn't known him
And
very
that was
long.
kind of like my argument before in, the earlier episodes. I was like, this is Annabeth. She's got to peel her layers back. It takes her a little bit more time. But I don't know. I think being in episode 7 and we're still kind of wanting her to peel her layers back, it's just like, I don't know. I think we did get somewhere with the river scene where they were in the amusement park and they were down the river of love or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think we got a lot of that was a good episode. That I'd really enjoyed her in that episode. But I just wish we had more of that. You know what I'm saying?
I still think that was probably my favorite episode of the series so far. That episode was just a masterclass. It was so good.
Mm-hmm. It was.
But going into next week's episode, we low-key have a lot of ground to cover. We're gonna make it to Olympus, but first, Ares is coming for Percy, and it does not look good. Even though Percy's not dying because the show would just fucking end.
Spoilers!
I feel like from this point on, I'm not sure what happens because my memory is limited to really the movies, and so from this point, there's the different things happening. So whatever happens at this point is kind of new to me. So I'm super excited to see how it all.
Except one thing.
What?
Who stole the lightning bolt?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that. But also, with even with how Grover lost the pearl that was going to bring him for safe passage out of the underworld, the way that they were able to kind of figure that
Work
out,
around
but
that,
without, so that I'm interested to see how that plays off because, like I said, there was a different ending for that in the movie. So, yeah, very excited.
Absolutely. I do want to talk about one thing. I'm going to talk 2 technical things. Let's get with the obvious one first. The volume looked rough at the end.
There you go.
At the very end of the episode where they were on the beach across from Edge about to do the fight, the volume looked rough. But I say that every week, so you don't really go into detail. Like I said, close-up shots from using the volume because the landscape looks bad. Like it does not look good. But I also think the look and design of the Master Bolt is low-key pretty underwhelming, in my opinion.
I didn't like that either.
I was like, what the fuck is in his bag?
It just looks like
a stick or
some
something.
carved metal. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything
It took me
special.
a minute. Yeah.
I wish they would have made it look a little bit cooler. It doesn't like ruin the show for me at all. It's still a fucking phenomenal show, but it's just like a tiny little picky thing that I feel they need to pick on because it could have looked a lot cooler.
I will say how they did it in the movies, being like a literal lightning bolt. I thought that was super fucking sick, and I would have loved to see that again, or something similar. It's different color, maybe something similar.
Maybe it just needs to be like activated or something, and it'll look cooler. But right now, it really just looks like something I could make if I paid someone $50. So.
Yeah, less.
Yeah, but we saw the preview for next week too. It looks good. It looks all over the place. I think that was on purpose. They were showing us clips and that were definitely not in order from the next episode to throw us off. We're going to see Lance Reddick's Zeus next week, which I'm so excited about.
So excited.
You see Olympus it looks great from the previews that we saw. But yeah, I'm excited.
I'm really enjoying the show. I just don't understand how they can wrap it up in one episode. Like, even though I have no idea what goes on, I don't know how this is going to finish. Like, this seems to be a recurring theme with Disney Plus shows with the rushed finales, and we kind of all knew it was coming, but I just feel like there's so much to cover. I do want to say Sally Jackson. I love her so much. Like, she is so iconic. And the scene with Poseidon, I want to talk about really quick.
Yeah.
I thought that was so insane. Like, I was like on the verge of tears, to be honest.
Dude,
Like,
Poseidon
Sully,
like is very in love with this woman. Like
Yeah.
it hurts because they can't like
Yeah.
be together. And in the books, I know it mentioned once. My friend Jacob, who keeps me up to date on the Percy Jackson book lore, was telling me that in the books it referenced how he was ready to give up goddom for her. Like he was ready to done being a god for her. He was
Oh,
gonna let her take her to like the bottom of the ocean and live in their palace, and like he really loves this woman and he really cares for Percy, and that just fucking hurts.
that's horrible.
Also, can we talk about that crazy old man who was Percy's brother, I guess, at the beginning of the episode? Krusty.
The mattress king or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
That was odd.
Crazy. That was so weird.
It came out of the blue. Those were
It's-
some
it-
buck
Krusty,
ass
man.
beds, too. Some buck ass beds. Like if I saw those beds, I'd be like, hell nah, I'm going to a different mattress store. Fuck that shit.
It's moments like that that have me questioning whether I actually know what's going on in the show or if I'm just pretending.
No, you,
Like that's the thing
Not
with
a
the
clue.
show. There's so many random names.
I don't know
yeah.
anyone's name.
Like
I don't know
Krusty,
which god is
like,
who. I
He's
have
Percy's
no
brother,
idea.
and he felt so irrelevant. Like in the episode, like holy shit, that's Percy's brother, fucking a
Yeah.
bajillion years older than him, and crusty as hell. But that was interesting.
Fucking
It was
Krusty.
funny though, and the way Percy and Annabeth kicked his ass pretty quickly was funny too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
How
was a
about
good
you
episode.
try it? It was iconic. But
Yeah,
that's
I'm
where
super
Spotify
excited
included.
for. I'm super excited for next week. I feel like the last episode and this episode, I thought we were gonna, or not last episode, the episode where Ares was introduced at first. I
The
thought we might
Tunnel
get
of
a fight
Love.
scene. I thought we might
Yeah.
get a fight scene then. I thought we might get a fight scene at the end of this, and now
Dude,
I'm
they've been
waiting
edging us
finale
with
to
this
get a fight.
fight.
I know. Unintended.
I'm ready for it. I'm so excited. I hope they give it time because there have been some fights in this show that have just been given
Yeah.
like 4 minutes. Like the Medusa
Terrible.
fight was terribly short.
Yeah.
I hope they give this fight 10 minutes. Please make it fucking badass as fuck. Like,
Well, honestly,
it's
it
a
probably
big
won't
ass
be
deal.
only because
They
hopefully
have so much ground to
give-
They
cover.
don't have time.
Yeah, they don't have
Yeah.
time, especially with
Yeah.
the 25, 30-minute episodes. There's just no way.
Yeah, but here's to hoping they do, and hoping for a satisfying conclusion to season 1. It's been so much fun talking about the show. I'm gonna be so sad when this show ends. Next
No.
week's our last week. We'll be able to talk about the show, and then Lord knows what
Crazy.
we'll talk about then. Probably
Yeah,
Taylor
you're just
Swift.
gonna have to bear with us for a while after Percy Jackson.
Probably Taylor Swift and
You might get
games
several
and
games thrown at you.
Yeah.
maybe we'll do like a dance party or something. Probably not.
We should do it. We should do a
Karaoke
draft
No.
soon.
session.
We should do a draft soon.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll
Draft,
figure it out.
drafting our least favorite volume moments.
No one has any apart from you.
Or golly.
Actually,
Shut up. Shut up.
just watch Thor: Love and Thunder and tell me you like the volume, please. Please.
Leave them alone.
Well, anyways, before we all beef like we normally do at the end of the episode, you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts, whether that be Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We're a lot more fun on YouTube, but we're also fun on Spotify and Apple Music as well.
No, we're not.
We would love for you to see our faces because
Yeah.
I like to think that we have some pretty funny faces. But
It enhances the experience.
it's
Oh, for real.
like watching in virtual reality. If you have one of those new Apple headsets, please watch us in virtual reality and tell me
Please
how
don't.
that is.
Please don't. Please
You'll
don't.
be there with us. You'll be in the room.
You can even talk to us. Maybe we'll talk back.
Oh,
But
God.
you can, like I said, you can find us anywhere you get your podcast from. Make sure you follow us on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. We're going to hopefully start posting a lot more fun stuff there. We have some ideas, plans for some giveaways and stuff. Make sure you check out the Agents of Fandom website. I have an article going up. Layla just had one released about The Last of Us Part 2 if you were interested in our past few episodes. Some of the stuff she went more detail in on the website over there, so make sure you do that. And yeah, you can find me anywhere at CJR _ on pretty much every website. Follow me on Letterboxd, please. And Layla and Jaden, where can the people find you?
Hey, you can find me anywhere at Falcon's Nat. I've been watching a lot of films in the past week, and I can try to continue to do that because there's a lot I missed out on last year. I'm gonna be doing a new TikTok series soon where I watch my friends' favorite films, and CJ and Jane are both involved in that. And I've got some big names coming into this. Some creators that you'll probably recognize if you're into like movie talk and stuff. CJ's giving you a hint as to what his pick is, even though he's so predictable, you probably already knew what it was. And yeah, I'm very excited to get started. And yeah, follow me at Falcon's Nat.
Actually, don't follow her. Block her.
Okay. Okay.
Jaden.
You guys can find me pretty much across all socials at jaden.tmduran. As I said in my last couple episodes, I'm starting to put together some bartending content. I have some things already lined up for February, so that's pretty exciting. And yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Socials for that is duran.drinks.
Definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of cool looking drinks too. Stuff I could only dream to make. But
yeah,
make sure you're back. This will release a little bit earlier than usual. We're releasing on Friday this week so we can get this episode out to you before the Rumble. But we will be back at a normal time next week, Tuesdays. And yeah, make sure you follow us. Madam Web releases February 14th in theaters. The Morbius versus back, baby. Check it out. Peace.
Peace.
Goodbye.